Good evening, everybody. Welcome, everybody, wherever you are in District 109 or beyond. We are here for another interview of the series of Tales of Toastmasters Country, of the 14 countries we have in our District 109. My name is Frank Kaiser. I'm your host tonight. And today we are virtually traveling to Austria, where I have to say some of us are even in Austria. One person is even in another country of our district. And I myself, I'm hosting this interview tonight from Switzerland. So very warm welcome to our three panelists of tonight. And I would like to start with Danja Bauer. Danja, if you can give us a short introduction about yourself.
Hi, hello everybody. I'm so happy to be with you and represent Austria at Toastmasters. So I've been a Toastmasters member for already 3 years and I'm a member of 3 clubs. So the first is Wiener Toastmasters Rhetorik Club. The second is the Beyond Club. It's an advanced club. And I'm currently the president of the Vienna Speakers Club.
Thank you so much, Danja. Quite a lot achieved in being 3 years of being a Toastmaster. And that brings me to the next Toastmaster here, who is Markus Rieder, who is already a DTM. Markus, if you can give us a short introduction about yourself, please.
Thank you, Frank. I'm Markus from Innsbruck in the western part of Austria. I was in the informal times, I was in Vienna, and there I was a member of the Wiener Rhetorik Club as Danja as well now. And then I switched to Berchtesgaden. I founded this club together with Martin Winkelhofer. And then I moved to Innsbruck, and there was nothing with Toastmasters, and I founded there the Innsbruck club in Innsbruck. That's it.
Thank you, Markus. And that last but not least, the current division director of Division F in Austria is Günther Herold, who is, as Little Bird told me just before this interview, is a soon-to-be DTM. I think it's just the paperwork is left here. Günther, if you can give a short introduction about yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much, Frank, for announcing me as a 2B DTM, which is the Distinguished Toastmasters level, the highest level you can reach in our pathway system, in our educational system. And I'm a Toastmaster since 7 years already, the division director for Division F, as you mentioned, which represents Austria and Slovenia. And I'm very happy to serve our community in this role and looking forward for the interview.
Thank you so much, Günther. And let's stick with you because we have a couple of questions. And it's not only for the audience out there, it's not only about Toastmasters in Austria as such. Of course, we want to know a bit about Austria, where to travel if you go there, what kind of food they have. Because I personally know there's a little bit of famous food over there, but maybe not everyone knows the secret good food of Austria. So we can get a little bit of the country itself, because this is what we want to share with our audience. We are 14 countries in the district and we are so diverse, and all the variety we want to talk about a little bit as well. So what we can expect from Austria if we travel there. Günther, one of the first questions we have here for this interview tonight is, it's a very simple one, I think, because, and you as division director, you should know. And how many clubs do we have currently in Austria?
Well, Frank, this is also something to do a little bit with paperwork. So officially founded clubs from the perspective of Austria as a country is 15. From the perspective of Toastmasters is 14 and one club already or still in the founding phase. So I'm a member of Toastmasters Vienna 551, but also one of the founding members of the first advanced club. And so we have 11 regular clubs in good standing. We have 3 corporate clubs and 1 advanced club where you have to bring some prerequisites to become a member. But of course, we are always happy to welcome guests who want to be inspired.
Thank you, Günther. And that brings me to another question, you can, because it links quite well to the question you just asked.
Mm-hmm.
What are the main languages in Austria? Because I think, especially now in these days where we cannot meet in person, unfortunately, I assume you have a lot of guests from around the world. So I assume English is one of the main languages. But which other language you have? German, I assume.
Exactly.
Any other language you have in your country?
Yeah, every now and then we see a little bit of French coming up, but also thanks to the European speech format at our competitions, our fellow club members have the chance to bring their native language. So we have seen competitions with speeches in Greek, for example, or Hungarian, which creates a very interesting atmosphere if you're listening to a 5-minute speech in a language you cannot understand. Yeah, so a very colorful mix of languages, but you're perfectly right. English and German are the main languages.
Thank you, Günther. And one last question for the time being for you. When was the first club established in, not in Vienna, sorry, in Austria?
Well, and again, in 1978, the official founding document proves that the Vienna Toastmasters 551 started, and it was about March 79 where this club was then officially also founded at Toastmasters International. So it is 78-ish, but definitely more than 40 years ago.
Thank you so much, Günther. And the next two questions I would like to combine because it talks a little bit about the experience in Austria itself. And Markus, you told us during your introduction that you were once in Vienna and then you were in Bechtelsdorf, if I understood this correctly. And now you are in Innsbruck. So you moved from one region to the other, so to speak. And if it comes to the experience as such in your country, so if you share this a little bit with us, and also is the experience with Toastmasters different depending on where you are in Austria?
Yeah, sure. Because in Vienna, there are very famous clubs there. The 551 club is very old, and there are a lot of Toastmasters there. And if you move to the western part of Austria, there are only a few Toastmasters there. So it's not so easy to create there the same Toastmaster atmosphere than in Vienna, in the region of Vienna. So there are a lot of people, they are willing to share their idea and bring them into the club, but the basic experience, it isn't there in the western part of Austria. And this is also interesting to bring this new knowledge there, and there are a lot of people, they are willing to do it.
So you have huge potential over there. You just need to find the right trigger to get people on board, right? That's what you say.
Yes, that's it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Markus. So next question I would like to direct to Dania. Dania, I have seen recently a post on Facebook and on LinkedIn where basically you said, okay, since you joined Toastmasters 3 years ago, it has a huge impact on you because you already have a career as a moderator, public speaker, and singer since 28 years, if I'm not wrong here, right? Something 28-ish, if I want to say so. And the Toastmasters helped you as well to put you even on the next level. So you're even now booked as an international speaker. So the question here is, where do you see growth areas for Toastmasters in country, especially based on your experience you made since 3 years as a Toastmaster? So what are the growth areas here in Austria? What do you think?
The growth areas for all of our members is that you can grow in public speaking, but also in your leadership roles. And this is actually what I didn't expect when I came to Toastmasters. I just thought, okay, I will improve my English and I will step up as a speaker and learn the art of public speaking. But you can even step up as a leader. And I took several leadership roles, and I was really challenged because actually I'm self-employed and I am a singer and a moderator, as I said. And I took leadership roles, like I was the treasurer, the vice president of education, and currently I'm the president of the Vienna Speakers Club. And this is somehow challenging, but it's really a learning process. And this is something maybe people don't expect with Toastmasters, that you even can step up as a leader as well. And yeah, these are the personal growth areas for everybody. Yeah, and it's so amazing. I really love this organization.
Thank you, Danda. And you say something very interesting, because everyone who is with Toastmasters, even though who is not yet a Toastmaster, if you just go on the website and you know what is their leading term and advertisement wording, right, where leaders are made. And it's very interesting that you said yet you did not expect that. And I myself have to say, based on my experience, is way more than just becoming a leader, or because I think personally we are all leaders. I think Toastmasters just helps you a bit more to get in that right direction. And the right direction is, of course, very individual for everyone. And public speaking is supporting you to get there where you want to go, right? I think that is something very interesting observed by you. So, because I think maybe some people even are not so much interested in leadership. They only want to improve their public speaking. So I think Toastmasters is something for everyone, right? And saying that, so now you are Toastmaster yourself since 3 years. Markus and Günther, you are a bit longer already with Toastmasters. And now it comes to the question, okay, I assume, at least we know this from the last conference last year, especially comes to International Speech Contest, I assume there are 1 or 2 famous Toastmasters in Austria, right? Or even those who have reached the DTM, the highest level of an individual you can achieve as a Toastmaster. Can you share the names and a little bit of stories about those people as well? So who are the famous Toastmasters of Austria?
I can continue. So in our club, at the Vienna Speakers Club, we have, for example, Harald Mattenberger as distinguished Toastmasters. And our Alex Pearl was the district winner last year in the competition. So, and in the 2020, for example, I was became second in the district. Yeah. So we really, our club is really famous. So we have really good speakers, and yeah, this year we will also compete in the competition.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, I think that is also something what I personally will do this year for the first time as well. So because I had some leadership roles beforehand, and I think competition is one additional way to just go out there and try. I think it's a lot of fun. You can learn so many things. And I personally think it's not about the competition as such. It's really about learning how to speak, share some ideas with yourself, maybe place where you don't have another space to go, where you have a specific idea and you want to share that, right? You can do this in Toastmasters, and especially in a competition as well. Markus, the next question goes to you. And I would like to know, if you look at the overall situation of Austria, is Austria, or is the Toastmasters community in Austria just for a specific part of the society in Austria, or is there basically, regardless from 18 to 82 or something, because I know at least one person who's 82 is a member of the same club I'm in Beyond Vienna, Rolf Rebe, or is it for everyone, basically independent from where you are in your social status? So can you share a little bit insight on that one? So who becomes a member of a Toastmasters club in Austria, to make it simple?
I have the experience in 3 clubs, and in my opinion, it's very mixed. So there are Austrians, there are foreigners, there are new ones, there are old ones, there are students, there are self-employed people, there are managers, there are people who are looking for something new in their life. It's really mixed, and this is the big advantage from this club. For all clubs, that you get new members who inspire others, and old members inspire new members. So the mixture is the big benefit of Toastmasters itself. And I can't see maybe the one club who is only for advanced Toastmasters. This is maybe something special because you need something to get in. but and it's also a good club because there is a special idea behind it. But all the other clubs are maybe completely open to everyone, let's say. And the other idea is also a good one. So I can't see any borders there. And I think this is the big advantage from Toastmasters, that's for everyone, and everyone can come. And it's also
very
funny
good.
who comes.
Yeah.
That's also good.
I think so as well, right? Because I think sometimes there, and I've met this experience by myself. First of all, if you go there, you are not just left outside and no one speaking to you. I think that's the first thing. And the second thing is sometimes there are people coming in and say, okay, what is this person doing? And why is that person here? But the moment that person starts to speak, you think, oh, wow, didn't expect this from that person, right? Markus?
Maybe some really little thing that we have in our Toastmaster meetings, that the question in the beginning for the guests and at the end the feedback, and this is always really surprising for me what the people are telling us, the Toastmasters, what they are observing us and so on. That's really, the feedback is really funny and good. I think that's always something fresh in all clubs.
Okay, thank you for that, Markus. So before we go a little bit outside of the world of Toastmasters as such and diving a bit more into the country of Austria itself, this question goes to you, Günther. So it's basically twofold. So of course you have a community of corporate clubs in Austria, right? You can share a little bit insight on that one. And I would like to know a bit from you, because as a division director, you also have a little bit of a vision what should happen in the next years, right? So how do you see the growth in Austria then for the next 5 years? What do you think?
Yeah, thank you for this question, Frank. So on the one hand side, we have I want to fully second what Markus said about the clubs, about the experience, about the openness to our audience. And I want to add to that all our clubs have their specific flavor. And that, for example, in 551, we have a very diverse community of people who come from abroad. So oftentimes we have really a real high amount of a diverse audience and also membership. Because we are an English-speaking club, and it is a good place for everyone to connect and to get familiar also with the community in Austria. And it is extremely helpful also to use this, not only when you're searching for a club, to be a visitor in several clubs to find your perfect match. It's also great to take your speeches, for example, and put them in front of an audience of strangers, so to say, and not just to rest in your hometown or home club and home community, but also then to expose yourself and test your speeches with another audience and with a different setup. And having said that, this is something where the advanced or the corporate clubs come into play. So since Pathways and the whole format is now roughly 100 years old. So Toastmasters was founded 100 years ago in America. And in the end, it's an educational system. It's a place where you can practice. And we know learning is 10% of formal learning, 20% of watching others, and 70% of simply doing stuff and receiving feedback. It's learning by doing. And this is the place where you can do this. And some HR departments and employee development departments have seen this format in this way, and Toastmasters is offering a special club setup that fits these companies. So most of them are still open for guests, maybe with registration, but they are mainly set up for the employees of a company, which gives this company, again, a safe space, kind of a bubble within the company, where people can, again, practice their speeches and receive feedback. And we have seen this in international companies like the United Nations, or other international acting companies, where a mix of people was around the table who usually get never in touch with each other because of very strong hierarchical structures. And all of a sudden, these people learned from others independent of hierarchy and rank and status. And it is amazing to watch this community flourishing and learning from each other. And this is really great to get rid of these borders, at least within this bubble.
Thank you, Günther. And I can only second what you just said. I'm a member of a corporate club myself, even though I'm not an employee of that company. But it's a specific setup, and if it comes to registration, especially these days, where you need to be tested and all those things, it gives a little bit of additional complexity to it. But it's definitely worth it, because you also see how people in a corporate club are acting. And I know that you're a manager by yourself, Günther, and I know from other corporate clubs as well that sometimes if a manager knows there are people who report to that manager, they refrain from that because they don't want to expose themselves too much here. But I think that is something, I think this kind of mindset needs to change, because yes, this might be stressed out already, this term, but Toastmasters is a safe place. You can try whatever you want to try, as long as you, for example, in this case, you don't put your manager too much on spot and even embrace that person, right? But other than that, you can talk about anything you want, right?
Exactly.
Thank you, Günther, for that. And now let's go for Dania, or TripAdvisor for Austria. Dania, if someone has never been to Austria, so what do you recommend to those people where they have to go? Because it's a must, because otherwise you have not been to Austria, you have not been to that place. And is there also a little bit of one or two secret places which are not so known to majority of people who are traveling to Austria, but is it kind of an hidden gem where people should go and visit?
Okay, so Austria is a beautiful place. It's rich of mountains and lakes, nature, and also it's well known for its culture and its music. Da 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 da, for example, waltz. And if you want to visit Austria, of course, the whole country is so beautiful, magnific. But if you come to Vienna, I'm a Viennese girl. I have to speak for Vienna. Then just visit, for example, the Castle Schönbrunn, and with its classical concerts from Mozart and Strauss. You can also go to the opera. So this is something amazing what you can experience. And if you want to get to know something special, I mean, Austria also is famous for its food. And we all know in the whole world Wiener Schnitzel, Viennese Schnitzel. But if you want to experience something different, I would recommend the Wiener Tafelspitz. This is a really soft and tender boiled beef in soup, and it's served with different kind of sauces like chive sauce or horseradish sauce. It's mixed with apples or with crumbles, so it's really nice and delicious. And if I recommend one restaurant, you go to Blachhuter in Vienna. There you can really discover good Wiener Schnitzel and Tafelspitz. And also, you need to go to a Viennese coffee to drink a melange and eat, for example, an Apfelstrudel.
I know these are very famous. I've been to Vienna twice by myself, so I know it's exactly what you're talking about. One thing scared me, because I was there for an organization, I think it's 10 years ago, and we were ordering baked bat. Yes, you heard me right. Baked bat, or the German term is gebackene Fledermaus. And I was thinking by myself, and especially these days and times, right, where people say this whole virus is coming from a bat from Wuhan and from the fish market over there. I think, okay, but no, it's beef I think it's made out of beef, right? And it's a very, very delicious part of beef, and it's made the right way. It's very delicious. So baked, bad, don't be afraid. Go there, eat that. It's very famous as well.
Okay, I've never tried.
Try that.
Something.
Marcus, and it brings me to you because you are basically have immigrated from Bavaria to Austria, and some people say, especially in the border region, the people from Bavaria and Austria are they most likely the same. Based on your experience now living for some years in Austria, what would you recommend from a place to go point of your little bit of food experience, if you'd like to share that with us?
Okay, I'm now based in Innsbruck, and I lived there for 5 years now, and I can recommend the nature. Here are great mountains. You can go skiing or climbing, whatever. That's really amazing, the surrounding, the nature. And I can really recommend, for example, the Kaiser for the sugar ones, and the dumplings, all kind of dumplings are there in the Hütten up to the hills in the mountains. There are a lot of Hütten, and you can eat everything. Everything will be good if you're in the area. You can't miss the Hütten, so you should go there.
Thank you, Marcus. Just by listening to you and Dania, I just gained 2 kilos, just that you know, without even eating anything. Thank you so much. And we are close to the 30 minutes. And before we close this interview, I would like to have from each of you, and Günther, we start with you, a little bit of inspirational quote why you think people should join Toastmasters and make it personal the way Günther does it. Günther.
I don't know what you mean.
Just go ahead, share with us, inspire us.
Yes, of course. So Toastmasters, and it was mentioned, is a playground. It's a place where you expect that you receive true, honest, but friendly feedback. Not only for your speeches, also for your evaluations that you give and that you share, and also the leadership roles and the leadership skills you're picking up and you're practicing. So this is something that you cannot train in real life. In real life, you sink or swim. You're receiving a new role as a leader, and either you do it or you have to search for something else, right? There is no training. And in best case, you have a coach who's helping you along the way. But then this is one person. And at Toastmasters, you have the chance, be it a competition or the role as a club officer or as a president, an area director, and so on, to really understand how a complex global organization works, where are the critical parts, and what is important on which management level. And with this insight, it is much easier to survive, to flourish in a business area, and to simply better understand what's going on.
Thank you so much, Günther. These were the wise words of the herald of Austria, if I may use this word of bomb. Thank you so much. Dania, so how you inspire us? Why should people join the Toastmasters community in Austria and, of course, around the world? So what's your inspiration for us?
Yeah. So do you have stage fright? Then come to Toastmasters. Here you will become a confident and inspiring speaker, and we are a friendly international unity all over the world. This is Toastmasters.
Thank you, Dania. This was short and crisp. I will expect a little bit of a song, but next time when we have another interview with you, we will sing for us for minutes and hours. Thank you so much, Dania. Marcus, let us hear from you what you want to share with us, what kind of inspirational words you have for us before we close this interview.
What's really amazing for me is that I ask so many people to help me to bring something up, maybe the club in Perchtoldsdorf or in Innsbruck. And I can honestly say that almost I get no. So I ask, and the people helped, and we created teams together, and that is something amazing. What can you do with other people if you are motivate them, or if they are motivated by themselves? It doesn't matter. But I'm really I can't say anything to it. But if you ask in Toastmasters someone for help, you will get normally a yes, and you will be really surprised what the outcome is for all.
Thank you so much, Markus, and I only can second that. And I left Markus as the last one to answer the question, because Markus, it was all your fault, right? When you drew me in your PR team for the year 2018-19, and since then I did a little bit in Toastmasters as well. You might have seen me here and there. And thank you so much, Daniel, Günther, and Markus, for your time tonight. It's highly appreciated that you shared your insights with the community of Austria. Günther and Dania, I will see you on Thursday, because we are meeting there, the only, for the time being, advanced club in Vienna. It's beyond Vienna, so everyone is invited to join us there. My name is Frank Kaiser. I was your host of tonight for Austria. Watch this channel. We have another countries coming up. And as they say in Austria, Baba, until next time. But as always, Günther has a question. Günther, feel free.
So you see, I'm famous for my questions. In
Yeah, I
this
know.
case, I just
It's the
want to
Günther way, you
mention
know?
the distinguished Toastmaster in the background who's running all these wonderful inserts here tonight, David Cochran. Thank you very much for helping us backstage.
Thank you, Günther. I was about to say that as well. You took the word out of my mouth. But yes, thanks a lot to David, and as well for Paola Perina, our PR for this year, for District 109. As I said, watch the space. This is a recorded session, so watch as well our Toastmasters membership group on Facebook group, so you can also rewatch this, especially for the food you should have in Austria, and of course all the other secrets of Toastmasters in Austria. Once again, my name is Frank Kaiser. Thank you for being with us tonight. As I said in Austria, Baba. Until next time.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.